Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the next edition of Mind Your P's and Q's. As always, I am your host, Lucas Heckenberger, the craftiest of bastards, both online and in real life. And joining me today from Northampton, Pennsylvania, at 5'9", 235 pounds of beefcake, the man I know who used to look like me years ago, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. William Lohr of P.U.S.H Fitness. Bill, thank you so much for joining us.
I'd love to say thanks for having me, but you messed my height up by half an inch. And I've lost like 20 pounds, so I'm not that beefy anymore, but we'll get back there.
So it's not bulking season, right? I just thought the winter was bulking season, man. I don't know shit about this. Like, I'm clearly afraid of iron because the shirt like fits, but not very well. So I need to...
Looks good.
You're no iron. I mean, listen, man, this is a fucking great setup right here. I feel like, I feel like I actually have the mustache to match this guy.
Yeah.
And, maybe one day I'll get to deadlifting 1,000 pounds, but I doubt
You're really doing my shirt a lot of justice right now. I appreciate it.
I think it's fantastic.
I
love it.
You're great for the brand.
Listen, man, this is what we do. We do things for the brand. Sometimes we're eventually going to have to pay some bills. I'll be honest with you right now. I only pay for things I don't get bills paid for yet, but at some point in time, this show will pay for itself. However, that's neither here nor there.
Well, I'm glad I could be a part of the start. So here we are.
I wouldn't have it any other way. I mean, if nothing else, like, I'm so sick and tired of just fucking being stuck in my house and not being able to see my friends, that part of this was literally just so that I could reconnect with my friends and get to spend some time with them and have a really nice, like, nuanced and in-depth conversation, because I feel like that's just, I'm personally missing that. And being a bartender for so long, the conversations are never as in-depth. So, and the added bonus of this is that I get to promote your business. I get to promote what you're doing. And I think it's really fucking great. However,
both of us like to talk, so this is great.
Well, the one thing I don't like to talk is when I don't have any alcohol on my system. So tonight we've got a really special treat. All right. Like, great. I don't just want to be known as the fancy cocktail man. Just know there's some trash with this class, right?
Wait, so you're introducing the trash with me?
So, baby, listen, man. All right, if we're talking about dive bars, this would be like a no splash of a dive bar because it's perfect. It's the perfect dive. Okay, so don't worry about a thing. You can say trash all you want, but come on, man. I drank Miller High Life with you when I was a teenager.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I was a teenager. You were of legal age. You didn't do anything wrong. I did it wrong.
Wait, I just did everything wrong.
Listen, we'll talk about that. All right, so we're going to have hobo Negronis tonight, Bill.
Okay.
Now, the Negroni is my standard of a cocktail for people to make. If I go to a bar or a restaurant that claims to have a real cocktail program and they fuck up my Negroni, they will get $0 of mine, and they will get poor reviews on the internet to the 12 people that fucking listen to me. But anyway, so a traditional Negroni is equal parts gin, Campari, and sweet vermouth. And if you look right over my shoulder behind me here, that bottle, this is the Campari I'm talking about.
Okay.
This is an Italian liqueur. This is super bitter herbal kind of a thing. So for a hobo Negroni, I'm going to take the fucking champagne of beers here. You just got to take a swig, get that neck empty.
Well, cheers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Right around there, right when we get down to the bottom of the label. Now just take your little bit of Campari and just fill that right on in there, so it looks like a nice little soda pop. Nice little soda pop. Just right to the middle of the label. You should be good.
Okay.
That's it, man. That's a fucking hobo's Negroni. That's it. Hey, to your health.
Hey, cheers.
It's so good to see you, Bill. I'm so glad you could carve out some time to hang out with me. So where are you right now? It looks like you're in a boom boom room. Is this some kind of like, are you doubling as a porn studio as well? Because the lighting in there looks phenomenal.
This is the after hour spot here at the gym. We just kind of get out here, we get the mood moving, you know what I mean? This is my personal favorite right here. Here we go.
Yeah.
This is the gym, man. I converted the garage that I used to freaking live in, and turned it into a sexy ass private gym.
And so, Bill, obviously one of the things is that COVID has hit all of us in really weird, different ways. And oddly enough, the fitness industry, I feel, is like on the level of fucked, just kind of like restaurants are.
Yep.
In terms of just the ludicrous nature of which the approach was in regards to shutdowns, ordinances, and that kind of thing. Because if there's one thing America doesn't have, it doesn't have a being too healthy problem.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
It's something along the lines of like 80% of people that are going into the hospital are not only considered technically obese, but they're also nutrient deficient. They are vitamin deficient. Like we've got shit food going on. It's crazy. But
Want to come work for me, man? You sound like you could be a good sales pitch for the consultations. You could get right into it with all those stats.
I mean, as long as like a percentage of the products sold go back to the podcast, it's for the brand, right?
Let's do it. It's for the brand. That's the new T-shirt.
I'm pretty sure somebody already did that. I'm not sure.
I'll have
some random dude by the name of Pat McAfee. By the way, the Pat McAfee show on YouTube. Those guys are fucking killing it. I love what they do.
You know what? He did do that. You know what? That's why it sounded so good. We're not that original anymore. Never mind.
I've never been very original. I've just been very good at hiding the fact that I steal tidbits from other people and mesh it in with the rest of the shit in my brain. But anyway, Bill, tell me about Push Fitness. All right. Because it was probably like 7 or 8 years ago. You really got back into personal training, physical wellness, health, well-being. Tell me a little bit about your journey and what led you to Push.
Well, Push, I'll start with Push to touch base off of what you just said so we don't stray too far from the ideas that you were just kind of throwing out there. With COVID happening and we're approaching a year of it now, as far as our lockdown and all that jazz, it was definitely a trying time for this industry. Fitness is expendable. We're an expendable industry, which is funny when we say something facetiously in regards to us not having, a lack of health issue, It's funny. Fitness shouldn't be as expendable as it is, but we're the first to go usually. And I really didn't know what the hell was going to go on. I came back home to the Northampton area, and I just started lifting in the garage. We had a little in-law suite out here, and the in-law suite kind of turned into a private gym for myself. And I kind of just had an aha moment and said, fuck it. Because as much as I love my industry annoys the shit out of me, because we're full of what should be used car salesmen, people that don't keep it 100, people that are really just trying to sell you the next 30-day get fit quick scheme. And I like to distance myself from a lot of that stuff and be as transparent as I can. So this really seemed great because I get to hide from people and then help the people who really gravitate most towards what I'm doing and the approach I'm taking and what I'm really trying to put out there for my industry itself to kind of change the front of it, if all that makes sense.
When you say change the front, like I think that there are enough people out there that have their kind of stereotype of a meathead.
Right.
And you saying you want to change the face. And I look at you and I'm like, bruh, you big handsome bastard. You kind of look like a meathead. But then I talk to you more. And obviously I've known you almost my entire life. But like, what about your approach is different?
So I always like to joke around that I am a meathead. And it's not a joke. Like at the core of it, I'm a meathead, man. Like I listen to heavy music. I pick up heavy shit. You know what I mean? I like doing bro things with my bros. Peeing in the corner of the yard, whatever you got to do. But I'm also very educated in what I do. I take a lot of pride in that. And I like to change the concept of what people think a meathead is. A meathead doesn't have to just be a dumb idiot. A meathead can be very intelligent at what he or she are doing.
Wait a minute. On that point, how do you propose changing that? Just kidding. I'm fucking with you.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
No, I'm sorry. I'm just fucking around.
I know. So anyway, yeah, I really like to, so my intro to that usually is like, I worked at Anytime Fitness for a while and it was a great place and there's no harm, no foul. This is what I needed to do to adapt to what happened with COVID in this industry now. And one of my intros into my first class was silver sneakers. And it was in the Emmaus and Macungie area. And that's 65 and older. And if I was able to show these 65 and older people from Emmaus and Macungie, a heavily tattooed, deadlifting, benching, squatting bro with traps up to his ears that's well-educated and spoken very well and polite and takes the time out of his day to be able to teach you something instead of trying to slime his way into getting your money, that if I was able to do that, then I can win anybody over. And that's kind of what I was able to do. And it's kind of what I've been running with for this whole time. So I like to change the concept of what people think of as a meathead, but that's not the whole point of P.U.S.H Fitness, obviously.
So is it kind of like not empathetic? I think that word is kind of overused with a lot of people's approaches to different ways of doing things. But I mean, I also struggle to kind of find the more apt word to replace that with. But like it, it seems like it's more like I used to go to the gym more. Like now I have, like, I jump rope, I walk a lot, and I just bought a boxing gym for my house. So like I'm gonna start, like, I've been hitting the bag every morning for like 20 or 30 minutes a day, and that's
awesome,
where
man.
I'm at.
Great conditioning.
I love it.
Great conditioning.
Like I haven't smoked a cigarette in almost 3 weeks. I invested in the boxing gym. I jumped the rope. I walked the dogs. Um, it's fun for me. But I remember at gyms, a lot of the personal trainers working around always had this kind of nose in the air vibe. So you're just kind of like bringing it back down to the level for regular people.
Correct, because my industry was taken over by hobbyists, and everybody with a fucking Instagram thinks they're a guru on the topic. So not only do you have to force yourself to stand out on the meathead level, you got to force your way to stand out on that. And there's nothing better than just being transparent. I sell mental health. I don't sell physical health. And what I mean by that is if this ain't right, nothing else is going to follow. And I know you know, but obviously nobody else that listens to this might know off the top, but I started doing this for mental health purposes because fitness saved my life and I wanted to do the same for others. And I think that that's what helps keep me grounded and a little bit more transparent and humble in this rather than abs and ass. I don't really care about abs and ass.
You got a great one though.
Thank you. I don't really have abs, but I got traps and ass. That was so, bro. That was the meathead. It comes out every now and then.
Okay. You should be proud of the fact that you have these accomplishments. You work your ass off day in and day out to get it, maintain it, and grow it. So you don't have to,
Oh, I'm not taking it down a notch. I had to recognize it. Therapy,
Game recognized game, motherfucker.
But like I said, man, I think it's just what helped keep me a little bit more transparent. I feel like transparency, if you get to know, listen, you said it before a few times already. You've known me almost your entire life. I'm a very loud, outspoken person. And if you can get to know that, Bill, then you'll be able to get on this journey with me no matter what. I feel like if you can get to know the Bill that so many people know behind the scenes, then we're going to mesh very well as a coach and a client. And I feel like there's nothing better than that because I'm not trying to sell you anything other than believing in yourself.
So where did P.U.S.H come from anyway? You've got a total fucking retro 80s, 90s arcade. Let's go double dragon on some asses.
Yep.
And yet there's this considerate approach and underlying understanding of the difficulties and struggles of mental health and how that's related to physical health. But like, what is P.U.S.H stand for? Where did it come from?
So P.U.S.H literally stands for persist until success happens. It was an idea of mine years ago when I almost opened up a facility with a previous person. And that's as much as that, as much of anything I'll say on that. But it was a shot down idea with that person then, and it stuck with me ever since because persistence is such a mental game, man. And if you don't have the mental whereabouts to be able to stay persistent in at least one thing throughout your day, how are you going to expect to have discipline in anything else? So literally you have to just continue to persist because then that success will manifest itself on its own. And I always just thought P.U.S.H Fitness sounded rad as fuck. So I was able to take it and manipulate it into persist until success happens. It's fantastic. And the logo really goes with me being able to let go of working for big box gyms forever and kind of be myself and do what I wanted to do. And it's humble brag. It's been the best thing that happened in my career. So I can't really complain. The logo really matches me to a T. So
what's that?
I said the logo matches me to a T, so I can't really say that it's a bad thing. It looks as obnoxious as I usually do. So.
I love it. I think it's great. Like always going to be in your corner as a supporter, brother, whether or not I'm in shape or not. I promise. One day I'm going to get there, though. I promise. I'm working on it. I will push to that.
Well, I mean, I'm meeting you in the middle right now, so we're good.
How do you like the drink anyway? What do you think of the hobo Negroni? It's not as good as a regular High Life, is it?
I mean, it tastes just as good as a regular High Life.
You get that little bit of bitter in the finish, and that's about it.
And there's gin in this, you said?
No, it's Campari is an Amaro. So
Okay.
that is an herbal liqueur, usually made some kind of combination of herb spices, usually cut with like Amaros are usually really dark. Like, hang on a second,
This is why you gave me High Life, because here we go. Protein shakes and fucking champagne and beers.
Listen, man, that's okay. I got a little something for fucking everybody.
You know what? Stop
right? This is a really inclusive podcast. There's nothing not inclusive about this. All right, so this also an Amaro. Yellow Chartreuse, French liqueur, 143 alpine herbs and spices. This shit has been around since 1752. It's got a much sweeter herbal finish than the Campari. The Campari is super bitter, almost like a rosemary infused grapefruit and orange pith, actual skin of the fucking fruit. And then we got other stuff like a vermouth that you put in a Manhattan is close to an Amaro, but it's a little bit different because that's like fortified grape kind of a thing for a liqueur with some herbs, different shit. Whereas the Amaro is mostly spice and herbs, booze, distilled, cut down. So there's a whole range of applications for like gin. You got like 3 or 4 different kinds of gins. You got bourbon, you got rye, you got Scotch, and you got Irish for whiskeys. Amaro, there's probably hundreds of different brands and styles of that liqueur. So it's fucking weird, man. This is what I do. You know, this is the shit that I nerd out to every day.
You're the fucking nerd on this, and that's what I love it. If I go somewhere, are they gonna know what I'm ordering if I say this, or is it literally gonna be a subscription?
Motherfucker. Most people will not know what the fuck you are talking about. This is next level dive bar shit.
So you need to come to the after hours spot then once we're allowed to be around each other and breathing the same air, and make these more.
I agree.
It's not horrible. I mean, you can only polish a turd so much.
Dude, listen, don't you dare talk about Miller High Life like that, okay? That beer has gotten me through some rough situations.
I've moved on.
To what?
Busch Light.
I don't understand how that's moving on in any way, shape. What, you get a little bit less carbonation?
It went from High Life to Banquet to lattes, but it's just the way it goes, man. Progression. I got older. I'm almost 37, bro.
Wait. Busch Light is not latte.
Busch Latte.
No, Bud Latte.
No, Busch Latte.
Bud Latte. Bood Latte.
No.
Bood Latte. That's what I call them when I'm on the golf course. I go drink Bud Lattes in the morning.
No, Busch Lattes, homie.
Then I'll switch over to an IPA or a DIPA in the afternoon. All right, I got it. All right, since we're on the fucking dive bar thing. All right, let's dive back in.
Go back to fitness. We're here all night.
Let's dive back. Let's dive into Honest Travs for a minute here, okay?
Better tread lightly.
I have zero issues. I got out, and that was my own personal decision. I have no issue with how they want to do their shit. That is not my thing. I posted a few times. Listen, I had some fun on that website in the first couple of weeks of our COVID lockdowns back in March. Like, I did like 5 strikeouts on there one day. I was super fucked up, you know? But like there's a lot of good that comes with that. And like, are you still involved with Honest Travs? What's up?
So Trav is a close friend of mine. And because of that, I'm not heavily involved anymore.
Hang on. Before we go any further, let me just say to everybody, all right, you people in the Lehigh Valley will probably know what Honest Trav's virtual dive bar is. However, there are some that might not, even though I know it grew to be a big phenomenon. I signed off after it was something like 17,000 members in like 21 countries or some shit like that. Like, it's incredible. It's an incredible online presence to create in the terms of how coronavirus was when it started, the content that was on there. You know, with all of these things, there's going to come bumps and bruises, but like Honest Trav's virtual dive bar was this huge online community of people kind of fucking with each other and getting fucked up. And like, there's good that came of it. There's bad that I'm sure that came from it. I'm not here to badmouth anybody except maybe fucking the Kansas City Chiefs offensive line yesterday, but that's another conversation for another time.
Talk about that later.
We talk about that later. But anyway, like the all right. So you're no longer
Trav,
involved.
Trav's an old friend of mine. By the way, he's almost at like 100,000 people on that page now.
Good for him. I hope he's fucking making money at this point.
Yeah. To tie it into the whole topic of everything too, like I owe Trav a lot, man. Trav promoted the shit out of me. I was one of the only people he let promote at the top of when all this shit started. Trav definitely pulled the whole, like, I don't give a fuck what you have to say. I know it's against the rules, but these are my people. What I say goes. Plus he was a client of mine at one point too, so it really helped. But he's an old friend of mine, and got so busy here with the gym, I couldn't invest any more of my private time. And then I'm just going to be totally honest and transparent. The messages from unwanted people became too much for me. I'm not like 22 anymore. I got a daughter. I have businesses. I have more important things to worry about than entertaining strangers without sounding completely dickish.
That's literally my business model, motherfucker. I'm just kidding.
I really don't want any new friends. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just trying to grow a business and be the best dad I can be. So I'm not really trying to like meet people. And it's amazing that that's what that place did, man. It brought a bunch of people who were looking to meet other people together. And it did just that. People like you and I, we gravitated away towards, from it. I'm still a mod on there. I don't fucking do anything. I don't really know anybody anymore. Trav probably just keeps me on, so it makes me feel good. I haven't really
stressing you out, bro.
It is. It's everything stresses me out, though, homie. But
that's why we smoke weed every day.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I smoke weed every goddamn day. Governor Tom Wolf came out with a fucking tweet today. Yeah, remember that time that RoboCop shot the dude in the dick?
This is my box. This is my medicine box.
Yes. I have a hemp infused 17% CBD gin that I've been working with the guy. He owns Triple Sun Spirits over in Emmaus.
I got this. You're working on that, and I got this.
It has no psychoactive effects. Don't worry, Bill. I will take care of you. All right, off on the post production. You'll get some of my items that I have. Don't you worry. I need to make sure that you're a good guest though first.
All right,
because we might have to do this more frequently. I might want to do a Meathead Monday every like couple of months.
Motivation Monday, man.
Meathead Monday. Monday. We will literally smoke meat. I will bring my smoker over to your house. We will smoke meat, sit around and talk shit and lift. All right. It's going to be Meathead Monday. That's what it's got to be.
Perfect.
Because I literally just I put my smoker together last week. I've used it 4 times. I love smoking meat. I love smoking reefer. I love it all. It's fine. Governor Wolf came out today and said that Pennsylvania needs legal cannabis. Like, I know John Fetterman, all 6'8" of him, has been saying it for years, but like the governor finally came out and said, hey, listen, budgetary shortfalls, all this shit growing in Pennsylvania, it's the most sensible thing. One of my guests last week, he opened up a school. It's called Cleveland School of Cannabis. And it's about to become the only nationally accredited job training school for the workforce in the cannabis industry in the country.
That's fucking awesome.
It's fucking rad. He's got virtual classes. I'm thinking about signing up. Shout out.
Sign up for something?
Shout out Kevin Green, you incredible son of a...
That's actually pretty great. That's pretty genius.
I mean, one of the things that I've admired the most about COVID, and this speaks to Honest Trav. This speaks to you. Hopefully this will speak about me finally getting my shit together and starting this. My friend Kevin, some of the other people that I'm going to be having on the show here soon, is the ingenuity that still lives within us in order to fucking thrive when things are taken away from us from a different standpoint. Like whether or not you think it is a public health emergency, doesn't matter. Stuff got taken away. Our ability to do things was taken away from us. Yep. And the fact that we find these different ways to move forward, I think just goes on to speak how we still got a fucking chance here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, humans really displayed the most common like trait that we have at our core, which is adaptation, being able to adapt. We did what we've been doing for how long as a species. And it's the greatest fucking thing I've witnessed. It's the most beautiful thing I've witnessed in the last year. I'm going to be completely honest. To really hone in on that, man, like I've become a much calmer individual the last year. I'm the happiest person I've been in my entire life the last year. I've become the most confident person I've ever been. And as fucked up as it sounds, and I hope this isn't taken out of context, I owe it a lot to what happened. And that's not to take away from all the awful shit that happened with COVID, obviously.
Sure. Of course.
I just, it became a very introspective time, and it brought all those plates I spin, man, it brought those motherfuckers together, and it made a ton of sense. And watching other people fucking do the same thing has been the most beautiful thing this last year has shown me, man. It really is. It's just been the ugliest times everywhere, yet people are just adapting and doing beautiful things with their lives, when who the fuck thought we could even go through that? You know what I mean?
Not only are human beings adaptable, but one of my favorite things that I've come to understand after looking at some different things, and like I've spent a lot of time drinking and reflecting over the course of this, and you know, not only is it adaptation, but it's also manipulation. Our ability to manipulate environments around us, to manipulate things to work for us and with us. I mean, there are obviously going to be negative downsides to certain aspects of doing that, but the way that we adapt is because we have this profound sense of logical manipulation to make things work for us, instead of us having to work with them or against them to achieve a certain point. Right. And you know, as I think about something like that, I think back to like something as simple as driving up the turnpike to go towards Lehigh and Jim Thorpe area, and you got to go through the fucking tunnel there on 476. It's like there are times when I have these thoughts, and this moment of profoundness comes to me that like, hey, somebody first thought this was a good idea, and then they got a group of people together to figure out how to drill a fucking hole through a mountain so that we could go in a straight line instead of have to zigzag around. And then you see railroads and shit on the sides of mountains and so on and so forth. And like, yes, I agree with you that the beauty is our adaptation, and that comes from our ability to manipulate the environment around us, which is awesome.
This sounds like the biggest stoner conversation ever.
I actually haven't smoked weed today. Haven't smoked weed today.
I knew I was talking to you, so I had to.
I thought you said before that you know nothing about that.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You showed me the box. What's in the box?
A lot. It's my medicine, man. Listen, hey, it's legal. I have my card.
I was going to ask, do you have your card?
I do.
I still don't have my card. I'm strictly black market.
Come and get me. I still act like a 14-year-old, like hiding from fucking Catholic school, like, you know, everyone. Like, but I'm like, oh, I have my card. I can just be an adult and go to the dispensary. But I'm like,
What's the dispensary you like to go to?
I enjoy, is it Mission out in Emmaus?
Oh yeah, I've heard of that one. There's like two right by me over here in the west end of Allentown.
Yeah, Mission. An old client of mine owns the property that it's in, so I kind of just gravitated towards it. Plus, when I worked out there, it was easy to get into.
Fuck yeah.
But I haven't. I mean, COVID stopped a lot of it. I've just been fucking, you know, grabbing grass like the good old days.
Oh, buddy boy, I'll tell you what, man. That's the way to go. There's nothing like, it's like feeling young again. It's fucking crazy to think about, Bill. I drive past 2 separate dispensaries on my way to work every day. I pass by Columbia Care and I pass Keystone Canna Remedies over there on Hamilton. All right. And I see people, the fucking, before the snow came the other day, I see fucking security guards and parking attendants directing people in Columbia Care parking lot. And I'm like, this is amazing.
Yep. This like it's a giant.
Amazing. And I can think back to a time in 2008, 9, somewhere around there, which to say is 13 years ago is fucking bizarre. But I can think back to a time when I used to go somewhere. I would go onto a website on the internet called weebehigh.com. And what it was is it was a fucking 411 directory for how to buy weed in a different town. And like the description for Allentown is go to the 7-Eleven at 7th and Linden, go in the back alley and walk behind it until you meet some dude named Julio, and you're about to get A-Town Brown.
Yep. And now that's what you're still doing, probably, just because.
Me? Never.
Yeah.
No, I don't like nostalgia that much.
It makes you feel alive.
I like good weed better, dude. I will get the good, but like people are like, hey man, I got Bazooka Joe Slim Jim. And I'm like, I don't fucking care what it is called. I need to see it and smell it. I like this. I will take it. Here is my money. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
Weed and all things cannabis related are a huge part of my consultation in this process. I stay super open and transparent about it, especially because I push mental health. It's not right for everybody, obviously. And I don't really try and portray that, but
I agree with that 100%. 100%.
But it's right for me. Plus I've got rheumatoid arthritis, and plus I just really like getting stoned.
I think CBD should be for everybody. I think that's one that could be for everybody.
Yeah.
But THC, if you don't want it, if you don't want to feel outside of your area of control, fine, then don't fucking do it.
Yeah. But there's so many different avenues to be able to use it. And it's just, from like grass, like vapes to the oils and everything else, you know what I mean? It's pretty fascinating, but I keep it 100 when it comes to that stuff. Cause I want all my clients to know who they're getting. I don't want to be lying about any of it.
No, fuck that. Fuck that.
But I do tell them, like, I'm very serious on it being medically necessary for myself. And I suggest people looking into it and it not being for everyone. But at the end of the day, I've been a stoner since I'm 14 years old. So every day I wake up and I have a bowl and a coffee. So I you know what I mean? That's what the story is.
I bought a little bong about yay big, and like that's been my new friend, because I'm like, one, I'm good for like half the day, and then I'll go ahead and like it's 11 o'clock at night. I know I'm gonna be up for an hour. I'll tie one on for a little bit, and that's it. It's good. That's it. That's all I need. And literally, like, it is my mood stabilizer to an extent.
Yeah, it has to be. If that's what it is for me. I'd rather smoke all day instead of slam pills down my fucking throat.
The only pills that I take on a daily basis is I take 500 milligrams of vitamin C. I take 4,000 IUs of vitamin D. I do a B12 multi. I take a probiotic I take a multi B vitamin with a little bit of zinc in there, and then I take a B12 energy booster. And that's the only. But B12s are little fucking gummies. They're delightful.
You're like older than me, it sounds like, dude.
I'm 33 years old. I understand the health risks and the comorbidity aspect of COVID-19. And for me, I had been a smoker for 15 years, give or take. Like I said, just quit January 11th. I haven't touched a cigarette. It's great. But I understand that there's.
I yelled at you about smoking last time I saw you.
You did?
Yeah.
Staley's.
Yeah.
Year and a half ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
Somewhere around there. I don't know. We sat inside next to each other and hung out.
Yeah.
And then we went back to your house and I smoked weed and I was like, I'm too fucked up. No. That was beforehand. I'm sorry. And then we get to the place and I'm like, sorry, I'm awkward. Sometimes this happens.
And yeah, I mean, we smoked a lot of pot that night. Sorry, Mom. Heck.
Oh, whatever. If she actually, I'll be so fucking surprised if my mother actually watches any of these.
Well, I'll tell you what, now that she knows that I'm on this one, she's totally watching it.
Yeah, she's going to watch for the first 10 minutes. She's going to hear you say I'm super vulgar and she's going to be like, I can't listen to this. I'll have to go to church twice on Sunday. Oh my God.
She's still friends with me on Facebook.
I don't know how.
If she's friends with you still, I don't know how.
I'm her kid.
That doesn't mean a fucking thing. I've known your mother
with the context of our lives.
I've known your mother for 30 years, dude. Like almost as long as you have. That means fucking nothing.
Yeah, but you've always had that soft side of your personality, despite the fact that, and this is something I do want to touch on, that you used to fucking be my size and scream in a band.
Huh?
But you've always had that soft spot of propriety.
Yeah.
Right. If you want to call it propriety, I don't consider vulgarity disrespectful at this point.
Well,
I understand talking a certain way, but like, I don't consider vulgarity a fucking disrespectful thing.
Fucking A. No, it's emotion, man. It's how you get things across. And when you've got 4,000 things running through your brain, what else are you supposed to say sometimes other than fuck? You know what I mean?
God damn it.
God damn it. Your mom's going to hate that one. If she didn't shut it off, she's shutting it off there.
Dude, the fact that I quit smoking, my mom has shown me a level of love that I have not felt in 20 years. Yeah, Mom. Yeah, I said it on the air.
How's your dad?
You know, my dad was an asshole when he was younger, right?
Your dad has been a saint for as long as I've known him.
Yeah, he was an asshole when he was younger. And he'll fucking tell you, hand to God, as he would put it. My dad is doing well. My mom, physically, my mom is struggling a little bit. They decided to start doing keto as of a couple days ago. I was going to even ask this earlier. Is keto bullshit? Because you talked about these 30-day weight loss challenges. Now, I know that keeping your body in a state of ketosis is not physically viable or good for you in the long run, but I love an expert opinion.
Let me run from there. Somebody's going to immediately say, why am I listening to a trainer that's drinking beer? And it's because balance, motherfucker. That's the first fucking answer. But the thing in here is it's not sustainable, and you're not diabetic. If you're not diabetic, you do not need to put your body into a state of ketosis. It is not necessary. What's happening here is these fad diets. Let's get into some science for a second.
Yeah, I love science.
These fad diets, all right? Like people are like, oh, I fasted. And I'm like, all right, I roll. How long did you fast for? 12 hours. Oh, so you slept and woke up. Cool. That's not fasting. Like
wait, who sleeps for 12 hours? How do you do that?
I don't know.
Really I'd love to know. I would like to know. If I get more than 5, I'm fucking psyched.
Normal people sleep for like 8 and then they don't eat right away. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
my wife's a koala. She sleeps for 12 hours. Who am I kidding?
That's nice. Must be nice.
I guess. Anyway, I'm sorry.
There's too much shit going. Does she hear you?
I don't give a shit.
Oh, you will later.
I don't get no, I will not. This is okay. No. Everything is on the table here.
Don't get all fucking tough guy with me. I know you got a Fear No Iron shirt on, and you know you're talking.
Listen, I'll take this Jack Daniels fucking barrelhead down that I had. All right, so fun story. This Jack Daniels barrelhead that I got is for a cocktail competition I did through Jack Daniels. And the first one they sent me, they spelled my fucking name wrong.
That's awesome.
It was when Christian Hackenberg was the quarterback for Penn State, and they sent me the first barrelhead, and it said Lucas Hackenberg. And I was like, these motherfuckers know I'm from Pennsylvania, so they just went with the Penn State guy. And then they sent me a new one. My friends were like, dude, you got to go online. You got to bash them on social media. Not a fucking chance, because I actually got a barrel of whiskey with that barrelhead as an apology.
Plus, a Penn State guy. Ugh.
I take classes at Penn State. I am not offended. I don't give a fuck.
I was just referencing the fact that we're Irish fans, okay?
Go Irish.
Anyway, so keto.
Where were we? Oh, keto. Fuck keto.
So keto, what's happening here is when you come off these things that aren't sustainable, most times, 9 times out of 10, what you're doing is you're just losing a bunch of water weight, okay?
Sounds like CrossFit.
Huh?
Sounds like CrossFit.
I'll come back to CrossFit. You're losing a bunch of water weight. And a lot of time there's a placebo effect, right? Like you're getting this mental placebo effect. Like, fuck yeah, I'm killing it. I'm seeing a ton of results. And it is results, but that water weight's the first thing to always come off. It's the easiest thing to come off. And guess what happens when you hit a plateau 30, 60, 90 days in? It's the first thing to come back. And when you come off of these fad diets, your body's built like a lake. And what we're trying to do is expose dry land, that lean mass, right? So we're trying to bring that water back. And we're drying up to expose this lean mass. But the problem is when you stop, you've now exposed all this area for it to push forward even harder and faster because it has more room to travel, if we could picture it like that. And it's going to come back with an extra 5 or 10 pounds. And this is why America continues to have this issue, because nobody has the fucking patience or fucking knowledge to just stick to something for a couple extra weeks and just put their nose to the grindstone and stick it out instead of looking for the alternative fast scheme. That's what we're known for in America. When did the alternative weight loss scheme start? When did they start?
Yeah, when did they start? What was like the first one? Was it the South Beach diet?
I mean,
Was it Jenny Craig? Is it that
alternative
bitch?
stuff has been around forever. If you look at like fitness ads from back in the day, they got them standing on a fucking platform with a belt around their back, shaking their midsection, thinking that they're going to lose fat and get abs from it. Like,
yeah, I'm pretty sure we had cocaine in our soda when that was a thing. So I'm gonna say that might be moot.
roll, man, you know? But like, what do you like? I mean, they've been around forever, and don't get me wrong, they work to an extent, and if you can learn something from it, that's the best part about it. If you can learn habits and at least like get some form of a ritual in your life down, then that's the best thing to come from it. If you can go into keto knowing that it's not sustainable and you get out at the right time, kind of like the stocks right now, go into it knowing that it's not going to be great right away.
Dogecoin to the moon.
Right.
I actually just bought a Shiba Inu yesterday. It's being shipped over from Japan, just so I have one at my house. Not the actual Dogecoin stock. I bought a dog.
Did you really buy a dog online?
That's a joke.
Oh, I got really concerned that you bought a Shiba Inu online.
I mean, I did essentially purchase a dog online, but that was back in May. Turns out he was a lemon. He is a tree walker coonhound. His name is literally Johnny Walker. Okay. I decided he's going to be Johnny Walker Black, and got him a black leather collar made by my friend Morgan Denton over in Bethlehem. Shout out Morgan. And this dog was a fucking lemon.
His wife Amy very well.
Yeah, Amy's great. Catty corner, right?
She's a total sweetheart.
And fossils.
Yeah, I've known Amy. I don't even know. I've just known her for fucking a long ass time, man. I don't even know where I know her from anymore.
They're wonderful human beings. I love them.
Yeah, Amy's a total sweetheart. I don't know Morgan that well, but if they're together, then he's got to be a good dude.
He is literally a lord of Scotland.
I do know.
Listen, man, I'm a lord of Scotland. I bought a fucking patch of peated grass in fucking Islay, so it's cool.
I'm the lord of this gym.
You're the lord of push. Push people, push fitness, push real fucking results, push real fucking routines, push the actual reality of what balance between your mental and your physical health brings to the table. Like, I am not that balanced, but I know how to eat well because I know how to cook and I understand sourcing of ingredients and different things. And I took a fucking nutrition class at L-Tri-C. Shout out. Loved it. Like, it was honestly awesome. I like to do shout outs, just so you know. I think it's really fun. Eventually that's going to pay my bills. That's fine. But like, so to counteract keto, what would you say if I walked into your gym tomorrow and said, hey man, I've been on keto for 6 weeks and I've been doing push-ups every day. What's my next step?
Taper off of keto, learn how to eat, put yourself into a caloric deficit, start some light cardio, and step up your resistance training.
Wow, that was fucking awesome. I like that was like
right after
okay.
That,
those are very clear directions.
Right after
I appreciate that.
Give a little, and then I just let the charm kick in. You know what I mean?
Take your hat off when you fuck your eyebrows up, or push it up like mine is, so you can see the light.
No, because then my eye gets wonky.
I think you look great.
Thanks.
I think you look great, Bill. Man, oh man. All right, so let's where do I want to go now? Do we want to where do you want to go, Bill?
To a concert. I want to go to a show.
Oh, I was just saying that the other day. If you could go see a band, you know what? I'm
the wrong person to talk to.
You know so much more about music than I do. I literally cannot tell you a new band that has come out in the last 2 years. I would say The Weeknd and hope that I'm right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the wrong person to do that to, because if there's anything I love more than fitness, it's music. It's what I went to school for. You said about screaming.
You can't go to high school for music. I'm kidding.
Huh?
What?
What'd you say?
I said you can't go to high school for music.
Actually, yes, you can. There's art schools now.
Oh, that's fucking cool.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we were stuck at fucking Central.
Yeah, that was a terrible place. I actually really enjoyed my time there, despite the fact that my brother died while I was in school there.
I had a good time. I really didn't. I smoked a lot of pot in high school.
I actually didn't. I was actually a pretty fucking straight-laced kid when I was in high school.
Yeah, I was busy corrupting a different Heckenberger.
Yeah, yeah. Shout out Mark Heckenberger. That's my brother that died at Central that I just referenced. So
Big
we can
shout out.
talk about that at some other point too. But
Big shout out. But
music,
yeah,
big shout out. He was actually a pretty fucking shrimpy dude. He was even shrimpier than me. I remember the story of him getting pulled over driving that fucking pickup truck that my dad used to have to school. He got pulled over when he had his license because the cop said he looked too young to be driving a damn car.
yeah, yeah. I mean,
and so did you at one point.
Dude, I just grew a beard like a week ago, man. Yeah, I mean, it's how we have our First of all, don't act like you look fucking much older than any of us at your age. You have the little baby face too.
I didn't. I had braces too until I was 17. That was fun.
Yeah.
Somehow I still managed to get laid pretty consistently. I don't understand this still to this day. I think I'm just fucking irresistible.
It's the charm. It's the charisma.
It's gotta be. Shit.
But
music, Bill.
Sex, the devil's work.
Huh? What's the devil's work?
Sex.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout
it out. Shout it out. You can shout out too. Bill, you used to play in bands.
Yeah, I played and toured in bands on and off for like almost 12 years.
Tell me more about this. I would like to know what your specialty was. I want to know who your inspirations were, and I want to know what your favorite song that you ever performed was.
My favorite song I ever performed was called "Don't Touch Me There, You're Not My Priest."
Oh my God, excellent.
You might need to edit that one out. I don't know.
No, fuck no. Nothing gets edited out.
And that was Judy Rose's, that was my band, Judy Rose. That was like our big song. And I named it, "Hey, Don't Touch Me There, You're Not My Priest."
If it was your priest though.
Father John Little.
Ooh, you had John Little at OLH?
Yeah.
No. I thought, well, that dude did get moved.
Yeah, he got relocated because he used to ask people at school if they dropped seed. And confession.
So I had Father John Little as well, and he never asked me that. And I'm really.
He used to ask us if we dropped seed in the middle of confession, which they're not allowed to ask you anything.
No, they're not.
And then we went to the principal and we were like, we don't think this is allowed.
Mrs. Sullivan. Mrs. Sullivan was the principal.
No, at OLH.
Mrs. Sullivan was the principal.
Yeah, I was talking about a Central.
Wait, Little was at OLH.
I know, but Little also would come and do confession at Central.
Oh, I don't remember that. That I never.
Yeah. He got relocated while I was in high school and you were in OLH.
Yeah, everybody said he smelled like booze. And I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, that communal wine, man.
I don't know what booze smells like yet. I really didn't. I was a good kid for the most part.
That's because you were busy watching us all be degenerates. So you were like,
no, I didn't get to watch. My brother didn't let me in on shit. He fucking, I remember the one day that he drove me to, one of the days that he drove me to school out of maybe like a dozen. He picks up Ryan LaBuzz. All right. We pull around.
I haven't heard that name in forever.
Around like the Cherryville Animal Hospital area. He goes up in the back road and pulls over and he hands me a fucking, a towel and he says, wear this like a handkerchief or like a blindfold. And I said, okay, because I was an idiot and was just happy to be in my brother's car. And his fucking guy, him and Ryan get out of the car and go smoke a bowl on our way to school. And he expected me not to look. And they get back in the car and they're giggling. And I'm like, okay. I just didn't say anything because I didn't want to get kicked out of the car.
Sounds about right. That window right there. Your brother snuck in and out of that many a times back in the day. So
can you do me a favor? Can you tell everybody the story about my brother just like coming into your house and like drinking chocolate milk and just like sitting down, not saying a word and leaving? Like, can you just tell people what he was like?
So in case anybody hasn't picked up on this yet, Luke's brother, Mark, was my best friend. And he was such a close piece of my life and my family that like, even when I wasn't around, like when I was out, like playing shows and like I wasn't in town or out of state or anything, like and he was here like delivering for Palace.
Palace Pizza, shout out Whitehall. They still have the best specialty pie in the Lehigh Valley.
Definitely the best specialty pie in the Lehigh Valley. But he would just let himself in to my parents' house. He knew where the key was. He would literally let himself into my, like, he wouldn't even be delivering here. He'd be delivering up the block. And my parents always had chocolate milk in the fridge for him. And he would let himself in, even if I wasn't home, and he would pour himself a glass of chocolate milk, come downstairs, sit with my parents, enjoy a glass of chocolate milk, and then just be like, all right, I'm out. And he would just fucking go back to work and finish delivering pizzas. And that was a true testament to, I'm 37 now, and it was a very long time ago, but to the friend I'll never be able to replace, to the piece of my family that will never be able to replace, and to the fucking lunatic that he was, because nobody will ever replace the lunacy that fucking kid. He was so out of his fucking mind. It was just the most glorious thing to fucking witness all the time.
And like, I don't consider myself to be that normal or that rational in most circumstances. But like, even still, like, I can't get
No,
there.
you'll never. I mean, I love you, but you'll never meet up to what Mark was.
I get it. There's never going to be an opportunity.
Well, why would you either? Okay. I mean, you can carve your own path.
I don't want to.
Carve your own path.
I've never wanted to be. Honestly, though, my brother is probably the only person in my life that I've ever met who I've emulated the most and whose approval I've wanted more than anything. And now, like, I was youngest at 2. He always looked at me like a shithead. I was a fucking jock. He was a fucking stoner. Like,
yeah. Well, he played hockey.
A little. I was better than him when he died.
Stoner sport.
I was better than him when he died. He's a great golfer.
Yeah, he was.
Do you think golf is a sport?
I wholeheartedly believe golf is a sport, actually, especially since I started doing this. The type of training, because we also do athletic training, the golfers I've trained need so much more attention to their body and adaptable training and shit like that, and functional movements. Dude, it's a lot of wear and tear on your joints and your rotation and your core, and it's a lot of work, man. Plus,
I shoot in the 80s now, bro. I shoot in the 80s every time I'm on the golf course. I know.
Yeah, I tried golfing once, and
it wasn't your thing.
It wasn't a good time. I love the
running
sport.
Through walls. Like, you're one of the best.
I'm good for that. Headbutts and walls.
Oh man, headbutts. Yes, you're very much a headbutt guy. Did that come from the hardcore scene, or is that just like a natural evolution of like done with people's shit?
I think it's all both of them. Yeah, all the above. Both of them.
That's a Northampton come back out.
Yeah. No, it's just everything. It's fucking having a Napoleon complex growing up. I couldn't get taller, so I needed to get wider. So here we are. But yeah, hardcore headbutts were definitely the thing, because people like to get right here, and nothing will let a motherfucker know to stop. A little fucking. You know what I mean?
It's not a head fake. It's a headbutt.
Right. I'm not gonna headbutt my computer right now.
I appreciate that. I think your computer appreciates that. I think we all appreciate that. Not that your computer necessarily knows what's going on. Not yet. Do you think we'll see? Do you think we'll see sentient artificial intelligence in our lifetime?
I think we already have, and we don't know it.
I don't know, man. Do you watch those videos of the Boston Dynamics robots?
Yes.
What's the last one you saw?
I've seen 2. How many are there now? No.
What, the amount of robots, or like the differing kinds of robots? That's where
I have a tab up. Hold on.
Yeah. If you want to hit screen share, you got something good for me.
Dude, you're fucking, if you think I know how to do that, dude, I pick up weights.
There's a button that says screen share, and you just hit the PC if you got a window open. So I saw one the other week. It was a video of the like people looking ones, and they were like dancing. It was a synchronized dance routine. And I got to tell you, there was fluidity unlike anything I had ever seen from the Boston Dynamics robotics team.
So I haven't
You got
seen.
the dogs playing fetch.
So
You
that's
got
what
the people doing TikToks.
Let me reference this. So when I say two, I'm on 1, 2. I'm watching the dogs right now. So I'm 2 in on.
Are they pulling the truck out of the water?
Pulling the truck, yeah.
Oh, that one fucks me up.
So, because I'm just catching up on it, because I knew all about it, but I never really got into it. And then I've been down this deep rabbit hole of this shit now. So I'm like kind of working my way backwards.
So there's a guy from the Lehigh Valley that's leading the civilian space mission with SpaceX up to the International Space Agency. You see me post that the other day.
I saw that.
Isn't that incredible that we got one of the things that blows my mind? I said this to my dad the other day. I went up to a place. I butchered some hogs with some guys this past weekend. Like, pigs were already dead. I didn't get to kill them, or we didn't kill them there. They were already dead, but they came halved, head, hind, everything. You go nose to nuts is what we do, right? And I'm sitting there, and I've sat with the butcher, and I'm like, hey man, I want to know how to do this. I completely have no idea how it's started. However, the guy who owns the place where we did it, now I know why. Their family owns Horwith Trucking. The amount of millionaires and billionaires we have in the Lehigh Valley is astro-freaking-nomical.
Insane.
It's insane. I don't understand. We're not a tax haven.
Nope.
Now we're not super fucking uppity with our taxes in Pennsylvania, where like California, you got a 40% tax on people that make over $1 million a year, whatever it is. And everybody's moving to Texas, and now they got, no income tax kind of.
But look at where we're located though. We're located in a hub of like easy in and easy out, Look at where we both grew up, man. There's nothing fucking left. It's all
warehouses, highways, byways,
fucking insane.
Like the Lehigh Valley Airport just continues to expand as Amazon grows in the area. FedEx just built what is it? That's over by you in Allen Township. FedEx built that 3.5 million square foot fulfillment center right up the road from you.
That road, I'll be 37 in March. I always like to use this for context. I'll be 37 in March. That road that the FedEx is on, that takes you out to Airport Road, that the New Caddy High School is on as well. When I first started driving, not being taken to, personally started driving to school, to Central Catholic, that road was dirt. I traveled the dirt road to fucking high school, and I'm only 37. Now
is it a 4-lane highway?
It's Now it's this massive, all this shit is gone. The farms I grew up partying in, got my first kiss in, like rode dirt bikes in, gone. Fucking FedEx is there. It's a 4-lane fucking highway. No more dirt road. It's crazy. I'm only 37.
The manipulation of our environment as well as the adaptation bill. It's what I'm talking about.
We've come full circle.
That's what I'm fucking talking about, man.
Humans
are incredible.
That fucking shirt off right now, brother. I'll tell you what.
Huh?
You're really pulling that shirt off right now.
Red looks good with white and blue. So you did good yourself, son. You did good yourself. I don't know who came up with these colors in the first place. I think it was France.
Are you trying to poke the bear with that fucking hat right now?
No. I'm simply emphasizing color scheme and how well it works together.
He's fucked the Rangers.
You could try, but you're probably DOA, bro.
That's what you think.
Listen, Bills Mafia, what do you got? 50,000 people in the city out there? All right. I'm kidding.
Are you about to talk shit on the largest fan base there is right now?
Yes, I am. Oh. The table that I am broadcasting from right now would be a great table to jump through. So like it's here anytime, buddy. Listen, what I say about inclusivity, all right? And how much love did I show your fucking Bills this year as my Giants wallow? I kept saying all year, this is the Bills' year. Way to fucking let me down.
Oh, first of all, let you down. I've been dealing with this my whole fucking life.
Hot take. Here we go. Come on, Bill. Come with it. I
don't want to hear it. I've been dealing with this my whole fucking life. Mets, Bills, Irish, Sabres. And you can fucking meet me on most of those teams, actually.
The people want to hear it, though. Tell us about your hardships as a fan.
Yeah, it's been a rough life.
Did you play any sports? Did you play any sports as a kid?
Yeah, I wrestled and played baseball, man.
I'm honestly just not sure. I just wanted to know.
Yeah, I mean, by the time you got to Central, I already quit because I fell in love with music. But I played sports up, throughout a little bit of high school. I played again in college a little bit, but music took precedent over everything. And that's where fitness came back in, man. Like when I was in my first big band, Fight for the Throne, like there'd be times I'd be like lifting in the parking lot and shit. Like,
oh yeah,
yeah. And I had no idea what the fuck I was doing. But my stepdad, he's a fucking old meathead. I grew up with a gym in the house. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, but I thought it would be cool so I could get bigger. You know what I mean?
I do. I mean, I remember being a teenager doing lifts in my basement at my parents' house, thinking that like, all right, man, I'm ready to go play for the Hershey Bears.
Yeah. Gonna get jacked, man.
Played against the Hershey Bears, got jacked, man.
Yeah, I just wanted to be the big dude on stage screaming into a microphone then.
You were not the big dude on stage screaming in a microphone at a certain point.
Never.
You were the little dude. You were the my size dude.
Yeah.
And guess what? So did I go too high with your height at the beginning of the show, or did I go too low?
First of all, fuck you. Too low.
Are you 5'9.5"?
I'm like a hard 5'10".
Hard 5'10"?
Yeah.
Because I'm like the hardest 5'10". Because I might as well be 5'11", but I'm the hardest 5'10".
I feel like you and I are the same height. Very hard.
I am not very hard. I am kind of soft. I am kind of soft. I have regressed into this comfortable.
Well, I'm sorry, I haven't been able to do
dude, almost mid-30s kind of vibe.
Sorry, I haven't been able to do anything for you during this conversation.
I have no idea. Like, listen, I got the shirt and I got the boxing gym. So I'm on my way. I'm going to be like Nate Diaz. I'm going to be like Nate Diaz at a certain point where I just don't give a fuck.
Just swaggering about.
Yeah, that's exactly. I'm going to wagger about with blood running down my face, acting like it doesn't matter because I got hit too many times.
I think if I were to be able to choose any person I'd want to swag about, I feel like Batista's a good place to be.
Dave Batista.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! What the fuck was his name in Guardians of the Galaxy? He was great.
He was fucking fantastic in that, man. I
don't like to look at his face outside of that makeup now.
He's a beast. And talk about traps. He's a pure animal.
Him and Brock Lesnar were two of the bigger boys with traps like that.
I love Brock. Love him.
Dude, I like one of my favorite things to do. So like my son does, he does Tang Soo Do, which is Korean karate.
Dude, how old is he now?
He's 6.
Dude, you're old.
I'm not as old as you, and I'm good with that. He's 6, and he does Tang Soo Do Korean style karate. I want to start getting into that. But I love watching old UFC fights, and I love watching like kickboxing, like Thai fucking kickboxing and shit. And like, man, Brock Lesnar, he either does a pounding or he gets his shit kicked in, and it's incredible.
Your son's gonna end up being able to kick the shit out of you soon.
I mean, my son is 6 years old. He's over 4 feet tall, and he weighs 90 pounds.
The unit.
No, he's not. Because literally, if I just like kick one of his feet out, fucking kid doesn't know what to do.
Why would you kick one of your son's feet out?
Because if he comes at me all pissed off because I beat him in Mario Kart on Nintendo Switch,
I gotta
keep the kid in his place.
You gotta protect yourself.
No, I don't need to protect myself. I need to keep the kid in his place.
You're only like a half a foot taller than him.
Sweep the fucking leg, Danny. Sweep the fucking leg.
You're only 20 pounds heavier than him.
That's not true. I'm comfortably $175. All right. I don't. What are you trying to? Are you trying to shame me for not being bigger, Mr. Meathead?
I'm shaming you because of how you put me down immediately. Your introduction was Bill's 4'2" and 200.
I said 5'9". I missed it by a half an inch. And I didn't know you were shredding instead of bulking. That's
Well,
my
it's
bad
bulking.
for not doing my homework. That's my bad. I'll take that.
Actually, you wouldn't know that because technically it's still bulking. I ride my own path here.
You
homie.
bulk differently? I don't know.
I start earlier and I end earlier.
Have you ever done any of the fad diets that we talked about before?
Not once.
Never?
Not once.
What about carnivore?
So I did something close to that, but it's not really a diet. It was just I was just eating meat and fats to help out my cut. That's all. It wasn't really a diet. It was just part of my nutritional palate. But it's not
as I talk about slaughtering a hog last weekend, but all right.
Right. But don't forget, I was a vegetarian for the first fucking 24 years of my life. So shit like that still kind of bugs me out.
What?
How do you not remember that?
You were a vegetarian for, I remember you being a vegetarian, but not for 24 years.
The first 24 years of my life.
Is vegetarian and plant-based the same thing?
Sure.
You're the expert, not me.
Well, here's the problem. So many people have different contexts. So plant-based would end up just being like, you ain't eating anything. You like no dairy. You know what I mean? You can't, no cheese. You're not going to be sitting there fucking nuts to butt with a pig or whatever the fuck you called it.
That is exactly what I said. Nose to nuts. Nose to nuts. That's not exactly what I said. You said nuts to butts.
Nuts to butt. Like
yeah,
you're
no,
right.
I had to come back to that.
With your guy pal.
Played hockey for a lot of years, man. I don't,
I got a motorcycle if you want to take a ride sometime.
That's not nuts to butt. Well,
yeah. Your nuts would be to my butt.
You'll get some dick in there too. All right. I don't know what you heard, but
just some.
I'm not going to give you everything.
I really hope
you earn that. Buy me a drink first. Buy me a drink first, Bill. I'll try anything twice.
I've bought you plenty of drinks.
Yeah, likewise, motherfucker.
Okay. I have a question for you.
Oh, I love that.
What would Luke, because not Lucas.
Do I have to be a different person now?
What would Luke want out of this podcast for not himself, for the people, and not this specific podcast, just the podcast in general?
Well, here's the thing, man. All right. We don't have, I mean, some people will say, I'm not really super worried about what's going on around me. I feel like I am comfortable and healthy enough that I can go out and have this conversation in person. But what I want from this podcast is I want to be able to open people's eyes to the nuances of life to those around them that they interact with that they're not going to get in any other way. Like, how else are you going to find out about the journey to fitness the way that you've had it, a different way of looking at something that a ton of people are gravitating towards? I mean, I think in the last 5 to 7 years, there's a certain sect of Americans that have become way more cognizant about their physical health. But if they're being led in an improper fashion, it might not be the best fit for them. So like my goal with this podcast is to just open people's eyes to different ways of doing things, different ideas and different approaches that we have amongst us. Like, I am a bartender. I'm really good at what I do, and I have worked my ass off to get there. I've drank my ass off to get there. But like, there comes a certain level of professionalism that comes with it, and yada, 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 and trainings and whatever, doing this and doing that, and knowing that you don't like this and you don't like that. And it's just like the opportunity to not have a sound clip to find something, a sound bite, something taken out of context, this little bitty piece, like, everybody attaches a label to who they are, and it's like that's how you identify now. And while I still don't understand everything about pronoun preferences from an individual standpoint, it doesn't really matter. What matters is the person that's on the other end of the communication. And for me, my favorite thing is I just really like telling stories. And So now I've tried to create this opportunity where I get to bring somebody else's story to life. It makes my thing a little bit easier, but it also opens people's eyes to different avenues of the way to look at things. And I'm just sick and tired of this. You're either on this team or this team, and that like this in here doesn't matter, because there are just like certain people that hold this same position that I hope to be in at some point, where like if I can get 10,000 people to watch an episode, my hope is not that they say, oh, well, I just see things Lucas's way and this is the right way, or I see things his guest's way and that's the right way. That is not the end game. The end game is to think about these things in the middle, make a determination for yourself, and hopefully grow from there and bring other people along with you, because leadership is contagious. All right. Because a good leader is not about telling everybody what to do. A good leader provides the opportunity to bring a different avenue of thought, different ideas. It's fair trade and free market of ideas is something that we're getting away from. People want to call it cancel culture. Cancel culture as a term is complete and utter fucking bullshit. Okay. Accountability is what people are avoiding.
Well, nobody has accountability anymore. I work in an industry where accountability is completely avoided.
That's where we come full circle on this, right? Is that I work in an industry where there are plenty of fucking people in my profession as food service professionals that take advantage of situations. They take advantage of certain things. They might take advantage of an individual based off of the way that they want to do it. I'm not fucking cool with that. I'm not cool with people doing that in general, no matter what your position, your line of work, or what you look like, or what you believe. It's not the way that this is supposed to work. It's not the way that it should work. But it's easier to do that manipulative thing to get somebody to blindly follow along, as opposed to having this kind of a nuanced conversation where we get to break down the actual ethos behind why we do what we do. And it's become so instantly gratifying that we get away from the substance that builds it up to that point. And I don't want to see it anymore, man.
It's a lack of respect of the journey. That's essentially, you just broke down the entire outline of why I do what I do, essentially, just in a different context.
Well, here's the thing, man. Like-minded people are going to eventually come together. And like, if we spend enough time and we flesh out these ideas, guess what? We're going to find more in common with each other than not.
And why would we want to do that when we could just fly flags at each other and yell?
Dude, the people who still have flags up about anybody that's a politician needs to get their fucking house in order and just go get your fucking roof redone and put the brothers that do gutters in your front yard instead of a politician. Politicians are people that don't really know what the fuck to do. Like, just move past. If they fuck up, we hold them accountable. My idea. All right, so here's my idea for our political system. Okay, we have state and local governments, and then we have the federal government. All right, you want to run for locality, you want to be city council, you want to be a county controller, something along those lines, a city planner, whatever it is. You get 2 terms in that role. That's it. If you want to run as a state representative or a state senator after that, cool, go for it. You get 2 terms. That's it. If you want to run on a national level, whether it be Congress or Senate, you get no more than 2 terms at either one of those positions. That's it. None of this 40, 50 year in government bullshit.
Why are you yelling at me?
Because I'm fired up now. You asked me about how I feel about the world. I get to this is my show, right? I get to yell when I want to, Bill. Ask one question, judge me. Come on now. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But like there is a lack of accountability, like you said, in regards to a lot of these things. These are positions of power. These are very important things. And to have somebody like Dianne Feinstein or Chuck Grassley, 50 years with skin in the fucking game, is just wrong.
And when you watch, and it comes to everything. I mean, if I could even trace it back to fitness, whatever you're putting into your mental fucking landscape, man, is what you're going to end up being. You know what I mean? So like, if all you're doing is watching these antiquated politicians and that's what you're hooked on, that's what you're going to end up fucking spewing out of your mouth. Just like the same way with fitness. If you're going to end up watching the same bullshit fad diets and
jazzercise
and paint by number workouts, it's all you're going to get out of it.
I didn't know there was a paint by number workout. How does that work? Does my nuts get 2 numbers or 1?
2.5.
Oh, do I need to go get, do I need to call a doctor right now?
Probably.
That's the thing with telehealth is now I can access professional help at any point in time that I want.
Just put your balls into your fucking camera phone and have them look at them.
No, they sent me this like reader. They sent me this reader where I put my nuts on it and it massages it. No, I'm kidding, man. Come on. Why are you getting that close to the camera?
Fascinating. Keep going.
Why are you getting that close to the camera?
Because I want to hear more. Listen,
do you want me to go get it?
Quickly, what we should do before we go any further, because I don't know how long we've been going.
Oh God, I don't either.
And I'm sure there's more stuff to touch base on. And we already bored. Anybody who was super stoked to listen to this is probably going to tune out by now.
Nah, actually, you'd be surprised, man. You'd be surprised how many people like this long form of conversation. And it's just getting away.
Let's take a beer and pour it into a separate vessel and have a chug off quickly.
Oh, man, I got to go get a glass then, all right?
Hurry up.
Listen, Bill, here's what I need you to do. I need you to entertain everybody for 30 seconds. Talk about bullshit
30?
fad diets for like 30 seconds because I'm gonna go pee out my back door in the corner
30
of the yard.
seconds.
Good for you for having a big bladder. This is what happens when you exercise, everybody. You have a bigger bladder than I do. Maybe it's just a Catholic school 20 years later. I don't know. Should I stop talking? All right, I'm going to go get a glass.
So I've known Luke for a long time, like 30 years. And we used to go up to his house and party. Don't tell his parents that. And Luke was just a young pup. And we used to make him do dumb stuff. And we used to record all of it. Like, you know how like Jackass was the thing, but we were obsessed with CKY. And we all had our own little like stunt devil like names. And we used to get super stoned and make Luke do dumb shit. And I don't know where any of that footage is, but I wish I could find it because we used to like push him through the bushes and like make him jump off the roof of the house. He's probably suppressed a lot of those things by now because that's what little people do. But I would like to think that he's grown from all of that as an individual and that, oh, hey, Luke.
What were you saying?
Nothing.
How many beers do you have left?
That you delivered to me? Listen, folks, if you want to do this podcast, just hit him up. He gives you a free 6-pack of beer. And
I actually took cocktails to my other people.
And you're good to go. I know. I was just trying to be silly. God damn it. You ruin everything.
I do.
So
I'm also saving the world one conversation at a time, Bill. So.
Here's a quick plug.
Plug it.
I just poured this into my McCall mug.
Dude. Say more. Yeah.
I've known Matt for a very long time. Matt's a good friend of mine. His brother. They're all salt of the earth people. I'm not getting anything for this. I poured a fucking High Life into here, so he'll probably end up fucking yelling at me for doing this.
I didn't know they had a Liederstein.
Yeah, man, it's fucking dope. But man, I was at a house when Matt brought his first like homebrew over, and we all kind of just giggled at it, like, "Oh, you're just another one of those guys that's doing this." And fucking. Look at him now, man. He's a true American dream. He fucking worked his way up through Sam Adams and went to Coney Island Brewing, and now he opened up his own fucking brewery. The food's fucking amazing. Matt has a background in culinary. His brother's one of the nicest human beings I've ever fucking met, man. They're salt of the earth.
So for those of you that don't know, we are talking about McCall Brewing Company opened up on Susquehanna Street on the is that the east side or south side of Allentown? I think it's the south side. That's south side, baby. That's going up Susquehanna from Allentown at South 4th Street. If you make a left on Susquehanna going up towards the mountain, you make that left on Susquehanna like you're going to Bolete. McCall Brewing's right now. There used to be a brewery there called Salmon Pants Brewing, and honestly, that was the most pathetic operation I have ever seen in my entire life in terms of making beer. However, the McCalls seem to have their shit together. Fun fact, Bill, I went over and visited them at McCall Brewing before they opened up with Casey Krauthamel. Shout out Seven Sirens Brewing. He's going to be on the podcast next month. Yeah, he and I went over and I talked to Chris and Caitlin, and I believe Matt is the brother that
Matt. So Matt's my friend. Matt's the one that does all the brewing. Yeah.
Yeah. And they have a wonderful setup over there.
Their setup's beautiful, man.
Like I actually was thinking today that I want to get in touch with Chris and get him on the show, and I want to feature his beer.
Get Chris and Matt on, dude.
Nah, one at a time right now. I don't know, a Boston 3 party in terms of a Zoom call to do this kind of thing. I feel like is I don't know. I'm hesitant about
probably
that.
Put them in the same room.
I'm sure you could, but then I got to deal with me talking over both of them and them talking over each other. Like we're talking about X to the third here. All right. Why are you being so still?
I poured this High Life into my McCall Stein.
And I poured it into a previously full jar of Three Fingers to the Cloud, my cannabis-infused whiskey that I make out of my house. Oh, shit. I might have to edit this today. So are we going to have a chug-off?
We are.
Do you want to play some push music in the background before we do this?
Not really. That's going to take
I'll
too much
serenade everybody for a minute.
That's going to take too much time.
What if I do something like no, that's not okay. Never mind. We're not going to do that. All right, Bill, come on. This is going to take less than 10 seconds.
Ready?
This is more time than it takes for you to climax. Let's go. Cheers. Ziggy Zoggy. Don't mind if I do. Good on you for coming onto my program and trying to out chug me, Bill. It's never going to happen.
Listen, here's the thing.
Here's the 411, bucko.
First things first is I
Papa freaks all the honeys, dummies, Playboy bunnies, loads wanting monies. They don't get Nathan, but sanitation unless they want. Never mind. Go on.
You are Caucasian. That was so horrible. You were so offbeat. That was terrible.
I just chugged a beer and I was in the moment. Like, don't at me. All right, listen,
I have Biggie tattooed on me, and now I want to get it laser removed.
Well, that's on you, not me.
No, that's on you. You're paying for it.
Consider it done.
What were we talking about?
We were talking about McCall.
Oh, you tried shaming me for not beating you by 0.3 seconds in a chug off on your podcast.
All right, sure. First of all, that's how long it was.
It's polite to let you win because it's your podcast. Secondly, I'm not that frail. I really don't care. At the end of the day, I got to fucking chug that beer and it really doesn't matter.
Like, took you right on back to honest Travs, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't understand this innate, like,
shotgun challenge.
You drink White Claws. Cool, bro. You're right.
I love White Claws. I fucking love White Claws.
I love White Claw. I
don't drink them. I don't drink them frequently, but they're delicious.
They're very delicious. They're low calorie and they're 5%. Dudes drinking Coors Sprite are yelling at me about drinking a White Claw. Like,
did you say Coors?
Yeah, Coors Sprite. Coors Banquet. Coors. 2
O's is just ooh. Like, no, you don't say zoo.
Coors.
You say zoo.
So listen, you're from the area.
You don't say moo. You say moo. It's Coors.
Is it roof or roof?
Well, rough would imply that a dog made that noise. So it's roof.
It's a rough.
It's a roof.
It's a rough. And is it a creek or a creek?
I don't see an ICK anywhere in there. I see an EEK to end that word. So it's a creek.
So it's a creek.
It's a creek.
You know what the fucked up thing is?
You know what a crick is? When you're so fucking old from lifting all these years and you have no more fucking collagen in your fucking joints, you're gonna hear cricks. Ooh,
I got it. It's none. And you know what the fucked up thing is? I minored in English.
You're clearly just saying
just it. Yeah. It's a crit. Coupon.
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 I'm going Ron White coupon.
It's not coupon.
It's not coupon.
It's not. We can agree on that.
Yeah, no. CUE spells Q.
Yeah. It's not.
Or Marjorie Taylor Greene spells Q. It's coupon.
You're a fucking idiot.
January 6th, 2021 spells COUP. Coup. If you had
It's
the on, you got coupon.
It's not a cougar. It's a cougar.
Right? You just hit me right in the dick.
Right?
Hit me right in the dick.
I'm trying to diffuse the topic. I don't want to talk about that stuff.
Then let's move on. Then change the subject. This is fine. See, like, here's the thing. All right. So with this podcast, like, there are going to be these ones where we spend a little bit of time diving into topics of seriousness and this, that. Bill, you are one of my friends. I always want you and my other friends to know that this is a place where we can just come and bullshit and just like have a good time. I don't care how many people watch the whole goddamn thing.
I mean, I really don't either.
I bet you they're gonna though.
At the end of this, I just want you to have a successful podcast, and I want to know that I didn't completely suck.
And I want Push Fitness to continue onward and upward.
Well,
I want this fucking approach of somebody who spends the time to give a shit about another human being because they give a shit about themselves to be able to continue to do that. Like, I want you to have a good living for yourself. Well, I want to have a good living for myself. I don't want every person in the world to listen to me. I don't want people to sit here and think like me. I think that's one of the dumbest things in the world. I want you to be you.
Right.
And if I can grow into a point where like people will listen to this and they'll kind of buy into certain things and like try and improve themselves, awesome. That's what this is all about. Going back to your previous comment earlier.
I say that all the time. Like, I'm not the coach for everybody. And I really don't want to be. I don't. I'd rather be the coach for people that gravitate towards what I stand for, because that's what makes the most amount of sense. If you want to bodybuild, go see a bodybuilding coach. Can I help you do a bodybuilding competition? Absolutely. Do I want to? Probably not. I'm not, even though I'm a fan of the sport, I'm not really a fan of bodybuilding. Can I help you with a powerlifting competition? Sure. But I'd rather just help you get through your day. My whole stance is like, if you're not training to compete, there's no sense in training like you are.
Like you're going to compete.
Yeah. And so many people have this like misconstrued idea of like, because people think fitness and they think bodybuilding right away. So they think chest and tries, back and buys, and fucking, it's so boring.
I need to go bench and I need to power lift. Yeah, and that's really it.
Yeah. And my whole thing is like, I grew up on a mentality of you eat like a bodybuilder, train like a power lifter. And now it's eat how the fuck I want, train how the fuck I want, because life's too goddamn short and I should be having fun. And as long as you're active and taking care of yourself, that's really all that matters. That doesn't mean you should just be eating a Stromboli every night and, fucking watching Netflix and being a stagnant, like nothing all the time. But, it balance is necessary and it helps make you through your fucking day, man. I mean, I'm enjoying balance right now, but it also took me a very long time to get to where I'm at to be able to enjoy this balance. So there is some.
That's the thing. Nothing in this life is as quick and as easy as a lot of people will make it seem.
Right.
And that just, I think that's part of the overarching theme of this whole conversation, is that nothing in this life is exactly what it seems. Like there is
nor should it ever
persistence until success happens.
Could you imagine if everything was what it seemed? Life would be boring as fuck, man.
So this is something that I harp on a very frequent basis. The definition of luck is something that people always get misconstrued. It's like you're never going to get lucky if you don't play the game, kind of a thing, is what a lot of people I hear say. Whereas my definition of luck, it's not about playing the game. My definition of luck is when preparation meets opportunity. The
Right.
lucky people are the ones that have prepared for this opportunity, and they understand that they need to at least step out of their comfort zone to try and take advantage of it. And I think it speaks to a lot of what we've talked about and a lot of your character and how you've built your brand and how you're kind of moving forward in this way. And in the midst of a global pandemic that has upended our entire way of life, for you to sit here and say to me tonight on camera that you're in physically and mentally one of the best places you've ever been, like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And I think that needs to be celebrated. I think it needs to be shouted from the fucking rooftops, but it also needs to be recognized that it was not from a fucking place of complacency. It was not from an easy path. No, I know personally the hardships, but I don't know everything. So, like, for you to sit here and say that, like, it should give a lot of hope to a lot of people that even if you're feeling down and out, even if you're feeling depressed, and like fucking teenagers out there right now who haven't seen their friends or don't get to do things, like, there is an opportunity outside of all of the negativity. And I have nothing but commendation for that kind of an attitude and that kind of a mindset. But it takes a ton of work and a ton of persistence for that kind of shit to happen.
Yep. Hey, fucking cheers to that.
There's a reason I am a host of a show.
So that might be a good transition into what could be a segue to exiting this entire fucking podcast.
Yeah, that's a fair point. I think if there's a good point to wrap up, like,
but if I could transition into, I'll turn the hat backwards.
Hop on in.
If I could transition into, if we could end it on this, it'll be
just
perfect.
don't do a kettle flow.
Woo, buddy. I don't know if I could right now.
You're kind of in the mood though.
I might fuck around and find out. To get into this very quickly, and I don't want to drag it on. I don't want to bring the mood down too much, but I'll be serious as quickly as I can. I left a 6-figure job to chase my dreams in an industry that pays fucking nothing. And I did that because I genuinely love what I do, because it genuinely saved my life. I suffer from bipolar, and I didn't really understand it until I got a little bit older. And when I stopped playing and touring in bands and doing all that shit, and the dust settled and all that stuff kind of fizzled out, and my life kind of took the next turn into, okay, it's time to grow up a little bit. Everything, the fit hit the shan, you know what I mean? And when all that started happening, and I was in an industry that almost fucking killed me. And again, just to be completely transparent, I tried hurting myself twice, and the first time was a really bad episode, and I didn't really fully understand a lot of it yet. And then I moved on through a bunch of shit, and I knew that I needed to leave the industry I was in, and I knew that I needed to do something because fitness made a lot of sense. The only two things that made a lot of sense at that time were music and fitness, and I knew that I already tried music, and I play fucking punk hardcore. There's no money in that. So I was like, all right, I gotta try fitness. And it wasn't clicking yet. I had always been a fan. You know, I was active when I was a kid. I've always been a fan. Really did have a Napoleon complex. I'm always very, very open about that. I don't joke around when I say it. Like, I can't get taller. I had to get wider.
5'9" was too far though.
I was 113 pounds, 117 pounds when I graduated high school. Like, I was a little fucking kid, man. And I was tiny for a long time, and weights and food really provided a comfort zone. And the coolest thing about
room for growth.
Yeah. And the coolest thing about weights is, like, weights can't talk back like Luke can. You know what I mean? Like, and weights are always there. And I tried hurting myself the second time, and it was really bad. And I had just got out of recovering from it, and I went to the gym to deadlift, and I had every intention on trying to hurt myself again and just be done with everything. And I deadlifted, and it came to my mind this quote from Henry Rollins. For anybody who's not familiar with Henry Rollins,
Get your fucking self familiar.
He's a huge name in punk hardcore. He was the frontman for a very big staple band called Black Flag. He's also a very positive dude, and he does a lot of public speaking.
Even if it doesn't seem that way on what you perceive as the surface, look
Correct.
deeper.
He is a true icon in my eyes for a lot of how I mold myself.
You and I have never talked about Henry Rollins before.
No,
just
we
to
should
clarify. Later. Go on. I'm sorry.
And he's got a quote that goes something to the extent of like, you know, like life gets hard, friends come and go, but 200 pounds is always 200 pounds. And that's resonated with me ever since then. I'm not kidding. Like, I have goosebumps right now just saying it, because at that moment I went into the gym having every intention of trying to hurt myself for the final time. And I deadlifted. And it's funny because I just posted a fucking post on Instagram about it today. And that lift is the lift that will always bring me back to reality. When I'm lost, when I'm hurting, when I'm happy, when I'm celebrating, when I'm mourning. I'm doing a little bit of both in my private life right now. I'm celebrating, mourning. My father's very sick. Business is going well. My daughter's amazing. Like, it's just, there's this huge like cornucopia of emotions going on in life right now. And that's exactly what it is, man. And I'm fucking taking it all, and I'm putting it into this fucking piece of like Fruit Stripes gum, and I'm chewing it all the fuck up because I know that flavor is not going to last long, and I'm trying to enjoy it.
It's like the Nicorette I chew, except it gives me the hiccups. It's fucking bizarre.
I deadlifted that time, and I remember it sucked, but it felt amazing. And I remember in that very moment that nothing in life could ever hurt me more than I can hurt myself. And that's both a very beautiful and powerful and terrifying thing all in once. And I want other people to understand that you don't have to find deadlifts, but to find yourself in a moment where you're vulnerable and weak is amazing. And a lot of that comes through something like this, those kettle flows that you see me post where I'm throwing fucking 45-pound and 75-pound kettles over my head and flipping them around and shit. Like, that stuff is invigorating. It's poetry in motion for me. And to be able to translate that to somebody else who feels just as lost, but they're afraid to say something. This is truly more than abs and ass to me. I want people to be able to understand that this can save your life in so many ways that you'd never even know. And if it weren't for fitness, I wouldn't be here to be able to sit here and talk to you and say anything. As boring as a biceps curl may be, that biceps curl might be the thing that saves somebody's life. And that meathead that you're judging 5-6 years ago might have been in the same place that I was. Maybe we shouldn't really judge that fucking person. That person found lifting and found biceps curls and found chest presses and things like that because he had nowhere else to turn, or she had nowhere else to turn. So it really is a testament to everything that's going on in society today. And to be able to just take it all and form it into this giant mold of just everybody just needs to mind their own business and kind of just be themselves and be a true happy version of what they think they should be and not what everybody else thinks they should be.
It's a Shakespearean sonnet to some. It's winning the gold medal in Greco-Roman wrestling and Olympics to others. It's the philosophy that shapes the way that they view the world to different people. It's the correlation with nature. It's the ability to thrive in a big city. It's the adaptability. It's the versatility of human beings as a whole. And it's the acceptance of who you are as a person. But it's also, the most important thing is the journey of finding that little spark inside of your fucking body, inside of your brain, inside of your heart, and inside of the things that make you tick, that are going to help you carve a path that you're happy with over the course of your fucking minutia of time on this planetary existence. It's the ability to see someone else's struggle not as your own, but as a part of your struggle and the interconnectivity of all these things. And we need to come back together as we come out of this fucking dark time of isolation and feelings of inadequacy and inability to be able to do the things that we need to do. That is going to be the driver of how we get to another level of understanding, acceptance, harmony, ability to be more of a people together. And we have such an opportunity in front of our hands. We can look at it as a detriment, but we have such an opportunity to grow and understand and build something that is not only awesome, but sustainable over the course of the next generations that come after us. That
Keep going. I'm ready to run through walls.
So
Keep going.
Fucking go. Fear no iron.
Fear no
Work
iron.
fucking harder and push for these things that you want in life. Respect your neighbor. I don't care if you voted for Trump twice. I don't care if you fucking wrote in Bernie twice. It doesn't fucking matter. I don't care if you're against abortion. I don't care if you're a Catholic. I don't care if you're a Muslim. I don't care. Like, we are interconnected and we can do better. So let's fucking go. Bill, without you, I wouldn't be inspired to say these things.
Fucking
so
A,
let's
man.
go.
I'm a little confused, not because of what you're saying. It makes so much sense to me. I haven't heard you sound so primal in my entire life, which is a testament to what we need to return to without sounding so barbaric. Sometimes you need to just keep the kiss method, sounded like Tyson there, the kiss method in the forefront. Sometimes you just need to keep it fucking simple, stupid. You know what I mean?
Yeah, keep it simple, stupid. A couple of things that I say. These are my basic cores and fundamental principles of being a human being. Keep it simple, stupid, like you said. All right. And the answer is always no if you don't ask a question.
Yep.
So ask the question, keep it simple, pay it forward. That's it.
Perfect. Pay it forward is one of my favorite things, man. Pay it forward is one of my favorite.
And I'm not talking about in the goddamn Starbucks line. Everybody that goes to Starbucks has money. I'm talking about if you see a fucking shopping cart on the goddamn curb by Target, take it back to the shopping place. Take it back to where the shopping carts go. All right. If you see trash on the ground, pick it up and put it where it belongs. If you see somebody who's crying in the fucking sidewalk, give them a hug.
Who's he yelling at again?
You don't see that guy in your window behind you?
There probably is.
It's Mark.
Northampton's fucking creepy. I was gonna say that. I'm glad you fucking did and I didn't.
It's my play. Like,
I was gonna say it,
yeah,
but I
know.
We can end on that note.
I agree. It's Mark.
Listen, let's end it and then finish these beers off camera.
Bill, I love you so much.
I love you, brother.
Thank
I
you
appreciate
so much for your time. Do me a favor before we sign off. Tell people where to find your information for your business, how to buy product. Just tell them where to go support you.
So listen,
You're
here's
an amazing human.
I appreciate that. Here's the thing. I'm located in Northampton, Pennsylvania. Northampton. I do online coaching and virtual coaching. However, I did not get into this industry to do it. Nothing can replace human interaction face to face. I keep a very clean facility. It is a private garage that I have converted into what I think is a beautiful place to be. Luke was here earlier dropping off this beer. He can.
And I've seen you steam clean, fucking go nuts with making sure in between one-on-one sessions that you have nothing but the health and happiness of your clients in mind.
I train everybody from every walk of life. I train my father who is battling stage 4 cancer. I've worked with people with every disability you could possibly think of, from physical to mental to everything you could possibly dream up. I've worked with all of it. Nothing really fucking scares me. And if it does, I'll be the first person to tell you, because money doesn't mean enough to me to be able to just lead you to that for nothing. I've got every piece of equipment you could possibly think of, and we haven't touched base on this yet. I have an amazing partner in all this. Her name is Megan. Without her, I wouldn't be able to do a lot of what I do.
What's Megan's last name?
Megan's last name is Megan Smith. Megan is recently a mom, and I am a dad. So we kind of build a lot of this business around us being parents, because our children come first, and it's the reason why we do everything that we do. Megan comes from an athletic training background. I come from strength and power and conditioning, and together we've created a whole new style of training that a lot of people aren't used to, that we stand firmly on. It's effective, it's creative, and it's fun. And if you're not having fun while you're doing this, what the fuck are you doing it for? So I'm in Northampton. You can find my page on Facebook at P.U.S.H Fitness. You can look me up on Instagram at Bill_Lohr. I try and keep it real. I try and keep it authentic. So I don't really do a lot of pushing of the business itself. I kind of let what I post do.
You just oxymoron yourself by saying you don't push the business of P.U.S.H Fitness. Anyway, and just so those people who
I am a walking contradiction. So yes.
And just for everybody that knows, just keep in mind that Lohr, like Bill, Bill. Yes, that is very normal. And
Lohr
is Lohr.
Yeah. Bill_Lohr. But you can look us up. And we do free consultations. We teach you about the science behind everything. We are very honest. If we don't think that you'd be a good fit, it's not because you're bad at anything. It's just maybe you're looking for somebody else. And with that being said, if you aren't the right fit, we always have somebody in our network to where they will be a good fit for you.
Because honestly, doing good business is not just taking all the business for yourself.
Yeah.
It is listening to people, understanding their needs, and guiding them in the right direction. And that is something that you, Bill Lohr, do as a business owner. And that is something that I, myself, Lucas Heckenberger, try and do as a podcast fuckwit. But anyway.
Fuckwit indeed. I love you.
But
for having me on, man.
I think I'm pretty thoughtful.
You're a thoughtwit.
I'm a thoughtwit. All right, cool. I'll take that. I might go buy that domain right now. But anyway, Bill
I'll
Lohr.
take 5%, please.
Yeah, absolutely. Whatever. Yeah, absolutely. I'll take 10% on merch from you. It's good. Bill, it has been an absolute pleasure to have you on the program. Thank you so much for joining us. And ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you so much from all of us, AKA just fucking me here right now at Mind Your P's and Q's. We really appreciate you listening in. We appreciate the follow. If you liked it, tell somebody else that might like it. If you don't like it, don't leave me a review. Don't mess with it. You know, I would really appreciate that. But
if you don't like it, you can tell me and I'll keep the secret from them forever.
Bill, I'm not going to tell anybody to tell you if they didn't like it, because, you know,
my ego can't take that.
No, all kidding aside, thank you all for tuning in. We appreciate your love, your support. Go to P.U.S.H Fitness, find Bill Lohr, Bill_Lohr. That's Lohr, Bill_Lohr on Instagram. Get your consultation. Go get your shit in order. I'm working on it, and I'm probably going to fuck up and falter at some point, but we'll be here to chronicle it nonetheless. Tune in next week. Thank you all for stopping by. Love
Cheers,
you guys.
brother. Love you.
Cheers, Bill. I love you.
Bye. Is this where we hang up now?